Have you ever stepped into a land where your very presence was forbidden? Where the night held secrets older than memory, and the forest itself seemed to breathe? This is the story of Amaka, a young woman whose journey to serve her nation nearly became her last night on earth. Her only mistake: she entered the village on the wrong night. The night of Oro Festival. For not all who wander in the dark come back to tell their tale. Before diving into this story, like and subscribe for more interesting stories. Amaka had always dreamed of her service here. Her white NYSC uniform was pressed and neat, her travel box neatly packed with clothes, books, and the Bible her mother pressed into her hands. "Call us when you arrive," her mother said, her eyes full of worry. "And please, my daughter, do not trust strangers too quickly." Amaka laughed. "Mama, I'll be fine. It's just 1 year. I'll serve, come back, and make you proud." She hugged her family and boarded a rickety old bus at the motor park. The seats were stiff, the windows stuck, and the engine groaned as if every mile was its last. But Amaka's heart was light. The bus sped through towns and villages. She watched the changing scenery: small children waving by the roadside, women carrying baskets of yams, goats darting across the road. But 3 hours into the trip, as the road narrowed into thick forest, the bus coughed, sputtered, and finally died. The driver tried everything: pushing, tinkering under the bonnet, muttering curses, but nothing worked. Amaka stepped down, fanning herself in the heat. She tried to call her supervisor. No signal. Passengers complained. Some started walking back. Others sat down, waiting. Amaka sighed. She had to reach Ayatoro that day. Night travel was never safe. Just as the sun dipped low, a motorcycle appeared from the forest path. The rider, a middle-aged man with a rough beard, slowed as Amaka waved. "Please, sir, can you take me to Ayatoro?" she asked politely. The man scratched his head. Ayatoro. You go pay me small something though." She agreed quickly and climbed on with her bag. The ride was rough. They bounced on broken bridges, swerved around fallen logs, and the forest seemed to grow thicker with every mile. The air grew strangely quiet: no birds, no voices. Suddenly, the rider stopped. He turned and looked at Amaka with wide eyes. "Oh, you no tell me say you be stranger. And today na Oro Festival." Amaka frowned. "What's that?" The man looked around nervously. "I no fit carry you go again. If them see us, no death for both of us." Before she could ask another question, he turned the bike sharply, dropped her by a narrow bush path, and sped away into the fading light. Amaka was alone. The sky was already turning dark. She pulled her bag along the path until she reached the village gate. But something was wrong. The village was silent. No laughter, no cooking fires, no children playing. Doors were shut tight, windows barred. The only sound was the slow, heavy beating of distant drums. Amaka whispered to herself, "Why is everywhere so quiet?" She walked deeper. Shadows stretched across the huts. She called out, "Hello. Please, I am the new corper posted here." No answer. Then, she saw them. From behind the huts, a group of tall men emerged. They wore red wrappers, their faces painted white with strange markings. Each carried a burning torch. Their eyes glowed in the firelight. One of them pointed at her and shouted in Yoruba, "A stranger has seen the Oro." The others roared in reply. Amaka froze. Her heart pounded. Then instinct took over. She dropped her bag and ran. Branches tore at her uniform, thorns cut her legs, but she didn't stop. The men's chants grew louder behind her. "Catch her," one shouted. "She must be taken to the gods." Amaka stumbled, fell into the dirt, scrambled up again. Her breath came in short gasps. All she could think was, "I must leave." The forest closed around her, dark and endless. Just when her legs were failing, she saw a dim orange glow ahead. A hut. She staggered inside. An old woman sat cross-legged by a fire, her hair white as cotton, her eyes calm and knowing. "Please, help me," Amaka begged, falling to her knees. The woman studied her silently. Then she spoke, "You are lucky, child. Not many escape the Oro men." She closed the door quickly and threw dried leaves into the fire. Smoke filled the air with a sweet, strange scent. She rubbed herbs on Amaka's arms, then drew black marks on her forehead. "This will hide you tonight. But you must not sleep. If you sleep, they will find you." Amaka nodded, trembling. All night, they sat by the fire. Outside, shadows moved. Voices chanted. Torches flickered through the trees. Once, a masked man came close to the window. He sniffed the air. "She is here," he whispered. Amaka held her breath. The old woman threw more herbs into the fire. The smoke thickened. The man turned and left. The drums pounded, rose higher, then fell. Hours crawled by. Amaka's eyes grew heavy, but the woman tapped her staff on the ground. "Stay awake." And so she endured till dawn. At last, the drums stopped. Silence. The first rays of sun pierced the trees. The old woman smiled. "You survived. Come, let us go." She led Amaka back to the village. The people had returned to their normal lives, as if nothing had happened. At the palace, the chief sat on a carved stool, elders around him. He listened to the story, his face grave. "It was a mistake," he said at last. "She did not know. She will not be harmed." The villagers murmured in agreement. But Amaka saw shame in their eyes. The chief promised to move her to a safer town. Amaka never forgot that night. Even months later, in her new posting, she sometimes woke at midnight, heart racing, sure she could still hear the drums in the distance. She sent gifts to the old woman, but no one in the village claimed to know her. Some whispered that the woman had died long ago. Others said she was not of this world. Amaka finished her service successfully. She returned home, wiser, changed, with a relieved smile on her face, writing in her journal. She always told others, "Know the land before you walk it." Not every silence is safe. Not every night welcomes strangers. What would you have done in Amaka's place? Like this video, click on the notification bell and subscribe for more updates.